I'm here at Mountain View, and I'm talking here to some fun entrepreneurs who have a big mission in life. Dan Espensen and Doug Makepeace. Okay. What they have is a vision. Dan's father has made a system to do English, to learn how to read English, and they want to build it all over the world. They want to bring it all over the world to 1 billion people. Dan, what is this system that your father came up with?
And my father came up with a system that starts with very kids who don't even know what the letters of the alphabet are in English, all the way through 6th grade reading competency in 1,800 steps. So very, very finely set up steps.
Very structured.
Very structured in a method called mastery learning, which means you don't progress to step 2 until you've completed step 1.
It sounds extremely logical. And do these kids do that? Do they follow that? Are they disciplined enough?
Well, yeah, because the instructors, the teacher makes sure they go sequentially through it, and the software makes sure they can't skip. And it works. It works. My dad took students from on the lower 25 percentile and on an average brought them to the 80th percentile, which is astounding, in 1 year.
Yeah. Okay, so this system, let's say this system works, and it's now, it is in a software programming language. In how is it written now?
Well, currently it's written in Java, which unfortunately, since Java is being unsupported by almost
the dark ages of programming, okay. But I mean, your father was really an educator, and he made a method of teaching kids English, and it doesn't matter in what language it's done. And you're currently involved into making it more in a normal setting, or a setting from 2015.
Well, the goal is to make it so it all runs in JavaScript, which will run on every modern browser, every mobile device, everything.
Yeah. Okay, and Douglas, you're really involved in this project. Why are you so enthusiastic about it?
Well, it really started when my aunt taught me to read when I was about 4, and when I was 5, we read The Hobbit together. And when I was 6, I went to the 1st grade and waited for the other kids to learn the alphabet. And so that was a little frustrating. The other kids, some of them couldn't learn as fast as the teacher wanted them to learn. So they felt terrible. I was frustrated. And the other thing that really got to me was I discovered, because when I was 40, I'd accomplished nothing, just nothing. And I thought, well, how did my heroes become so successful?
I mean, you worked for IBM and you worked for all kinds of big companies, and you did fine for yourself, but you didn't think you left a legacy.
Yes, that's right. Compared to the people who were my heroes, like Darwin and Edison and
See, you have these modest comparisons here. So you didn't accomplish anything except working for a big company and making good money.
Right. So I studied how my heroes had become so successful with much less material than I had. And to my amazement, they all did it the same way. Darwin, Edison, Elon Musk, in fact, did the same way. They got what they wanted to learn, everything that had been written about it, in front of them. They read it, and they worked with it.
Okay. So you want to bring this reading capability all over the world, and then you are going to do it?
Exactly.
Okay. So when is this project going to start, and when is it going to come to the market?
Well, we should have it converted into JavaScript in a matter of weeks. And then the world of education is really waking up to this problem. The philanthropists are getting, they may still be optimistic, but they're impatient. And so take New York City, for example, where it's illegal to have more computers in a classroom than teachers.
Okay, listen to this. In New York, it's not allowed to have more computers in the room than teachers. You gotta be kidding. I mean, I know you're an East Coast guy, you're a New York guy, but this is bullshit, right?
This is in the New York City public schools. That's the rules. And I'm told this by a director of the Robin Hood Foundation, which is making real efforts to help kids. But you see, since they can't learn at their own pace with a computer in the school, we give them these steps, and they can study them outside the classroom, at home, weekends, when they have a chance to go at their own pace and not be held back by others or hold others back.
Yeah, I think you're also inspired by China and India. You see this as a tool which could be used there too?
Well, India has 500 million people who can't read English. I mean, that's, so they're aced out of the internet.
And then you want 50 cents of every Indian who learns English. Then is this, I mean, you have done many software patents, is this for you, is this to basically create a legacy, the legacy of your father, or is it more a business venture?
It's a legacy from my father that's business based, so it makes sense. You have to have things that sustain themselves, otherwise they disappear.
So a typical lunch in Mountain View with two entrepreneurs who really have a mission in life to make sure that English reading is done. The technology is almost there, the method is there, and millions and billions of people will hear from it. From Mountain View. Thank you, guys.